And hello, everybody. We are live at Bobby Lackey Stadium. It is the K-West pregame show. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez, and it is Week 11, the final game of the regular season, and we have a good one here. That's right, Brownsville Hanna comes in to Bobby Lackey Stadium, taking on the Weslaco East Wildcats. Mike, it is November. It is the final week of the season, and yes, a lot to be played for here today.
A lot to play for, Carlos. It's time, just like Coach Mike Brigette said a few weeks ago, last game of the year, and it's homecoming.
All right, it is a win or stay home scenario for our teams in 32-6A. Let's take a look at the standings, and right now you can see right there at the top, Harlingen and San Benito, both these two teams 6-0 on the district season, and they'll be playing tonight. We'll talk more about that game later, but here we go. Weslaco East and Weslaco, Los Fresnos, Brownsville Hanna, all these teams right here have an opportunity to make the playoffs depending on what happens tonight. Let's talk about our Weslaco schools, because Weslaco East, if they win tonight, Weslaco High, if they win tonight, what happens? Mike, take us to the scenarios.
All right, Carlos, so the first things first. If Weslaco East wins tonight and the Weslaco Panthers win tonight, both will be in the playoffs. Weslaco East will play Edinburgh High School, while the Weslaco Panthers will play Edinburgh Vela next week with a time to be determined.
Yeah, and Vela and Weslaco East will play that game here at home. We just found that out. They will be playing that game at home. Next scenario.
Okay, the next scenario would be, Carlos, if Weslaco East wins and the Panthers lose, what happens is the Panthers are out of the playoffs, and Weslaco East will play Edinburgh Vela.
At Vela.
Right, and if Weslaco East loses, then the Weslaco High wins, Weslaco East is out of the playoffs, and Weslaco High plays Edinburgh Vela.
That's right, and Los Fresnos will be in the playoffs, but there's still one more scenario to look at.
One more, Carlos. If Weslaco East loses, they will not necessarily be eliminated if they don't lose by more than 12 points. If they lose by 12 points or less, that means the Panthers would need to lose, and the Wildcats would then play Edinburgh Vela next week.
Yeah, so those are all the scenarios that we're looking at here in Week 11 of the high school football season. But the game we're talking about right now, the game that's going to take place here at Bobby Lackey Stadium at 7:30, and that'll be Weslaco East versus the Brownsville Hanna Eagles. And Weslaco East, that's right, they want to just come into this game, win it, take care of business, and not worry about any positive points or stuff like that.
That's right, Carlos. If you just come in, I mean, that's a simple game plan there. If you just come in and you take care of business, that'd be the easiest scenario. Avoid all that stress. You know, just come in, take care of business, and they'll be in the playoffs.
And who are the people to look out for? Who is the BMOC, the big man on campus, the people that have been in the hot headlines for both these two teams? And right now, for the Weslaco East, it's been Roy Pedraza. He's just been hot. He's been consistent all season long.
That's right, Carlos. In the last 3 games, Roy Pedraza has rushed for over 100 yards. And then before that, Carlos, when the Wildcats played Los Fresnos, he actually rushed for over 200 yards. So he's on a roll. He's doing an outstanding job. He has 931 yards rushing and 12 total touchdowns.
Yeah, he's the type of player, and that makes him so good. He's a state powerlifting champion. You can't arm tackle this guy. Once he gets around the corner, it's going to take 1, 2, maybe even 3 guys to break him down. Doesn't have that great breakaway speed, but certainly very, very difficult to bring down, and he has had some long runs of, over 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos, and it's like you mentioned, he's an all-state powerlifter, so he's a strong young man. But what's great about him is he's just a north and south runner. Just hand him the ball, and he's just going to go straight ahead. Whether if it's through the sideline or up the middle, he's just going to rush ahead. And it's like you mentioned, it takes 2 or 3 guys to knock him down. That's what makes him a great back.
As far as Hanna, we're talking about Jaime Gonzalez. He continues to have a very good year. Could be an all-district performer for the Golden Eagles. And in 7 of his 9 games, he's had over 100 yards.
That's right, Carlos. He's responsible for 72% of Hanna's rushing attack. He comes into this game as the leading rusher, comes in with about 1,300 yards, has scored 14 touchdowns. Only 2 teams have been able to hold him for under 100 yards. One of them was right here against the Weslaco Panthers. The other team to do it is San Benito.
Yeah, so the Wildcats will certainly have their hands full tonight with the Brownsville Golden Eagles, Brownsville Hanna Golden Eagles, the X Factor. Who do we look out for tonight? Because there's always someone that comes out of nowhere. Who is that player for you, Mike, coming into this game for Weslaco East?
This is a big game, Carlos, and for me, with Weslaco East, it's J.C. Vargas, because we know Roy's going to be Roy. He's going to get his yards, but in a game like this, J.C. Vargas can hurt you either as a receiver, as a quarterback, running back, kick returner, punt returner. Heck, even for the band, he can play like the saxophone if he wants to and still contribute. Yeah. I mean, he's done a heck of a job. He has 3 touchdowns the last 2 games.
a multi-talented player. You got to look out for him because he's got so much speed on the outside. He is one of those players that has that breakaway speed. My kind of X factor you got to look out for, Alvaro Medrano. He's a wide receiver for Weslaco East, and you just never know when he lines up, when he gets the football, what he can do. He's come up with a couple of big plays for Weslaco East during the season. Look out for Medrano tonight. All right. Let's take a look at the SEC of the RGV. That's what we're calling it because every weekend and week out, there's always tough games in this district. And, of course, the big one is going to take place in Los Fresnos. We're talking about Weslaco High School, the sister school of Weslaco East. They are 3-3 in district play. Los Fresnos also 3-3 in district play. And these two teams playing for playoff implications tonight.
That's right, Carlos. Big game in Los Fresnos. I remember covering a number of games in Los Fresnos when the Panthers came into town. It was always for a district championship. Tonight, it's for a playoff spot. You know, the Panthers in there, they got to keep doing what they've been doing, which is running the football effectively. Michael Martin comes into this game at 447 yards in 6 games. Isaiah Ramos, 531 yards. They've been the 1-2 punch of that offense. If that defense can keep playing the way they've been playing all season long, and if they can contain Mark Mata, that's the guy they got to slow down. He comes into this game with 1,109 yards rushing and 811 yards passing and 10 touchdowns through the air. You stop him, I really do like the Panthers' chances tonight.
Yeah, Mark Mata, he's one of those players. When he played here against Weslaco East, he was one of those players. You've got to remember, Weslaco East actually had the lead in that game in the second half, and Mata carried him on their shoulders and won that game for the Falcons.
Yeah, you're right, Carlos. I mean, you and I were here. Remember, the Wildcats had a comfortable lead, and then Mata got going in the second half through the air and through the ground. And so I'm sure the Panthers saw a video of that. I'm sure they did their scouting report, you know, and they'll be ready to go. Guys like Jordan Nichols, Diego Rodriguez, Justice Free. I mean, yeah, I'm confident, though, that they'll be fine in slowing them down.
A lot of good games going on across the Rio Grande Valley. That is one of them definitely to take a look at because it's going to be tough. Michael Martin, Isaiah Ramos, Mark Mata, all those players. And remember last week, Weslaco was right here. They were disappointed because they lost to San Benito, but then they, saw that they still had a chance to win the following week, so they're playing for something tonight.
Yeah, Carlos. I mean, last week's game was really important, but tonight's game is much, much more important only because there's head-to-head tiebreakers and scenarios like that they need to take care of. They win tonight, they'll have all that tiebreaker, they'll take care of that business. They wouldn't have had that with San Benito because San Benito already had clinched the playoff spot and already had one of the top seeds.
All right, the other big game tonight in the Rio Grande Valley, the Battle of the Arroyo. That's right, every single year, San Benito versus Harlingen, no matter what's on the line, it's always a huge game, nearly a sellout every year. Yeah, this year it is a sellout. I think they sold out like in 15 minutes. There was some controversy surrounding tickets because they were all gone. The game's going to be at Bogus Stadium. This one is for a big one tonight. You know, undefeated versus undefeated in district play, number 1 versus number 2 in the Rio Grande Valley. Gomez versus Gomez. Dan Gomez versus Manny Gomez.
It's only a district championship on the line. Battle of the Arroyo, one of the fiercest rivalries in the valley. It doesn't get any better than that. I was reading that there's going to be about 12,000 people tonight. That's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere there. The way I see it, Carlos, San Benito, Eric Reda, he's been their go-to guy all year long. To me, if the Greyhounds win tonight, he's my candidate for All-Valley MVP.
Yeah, he could be the way he's been playing all season long, and it's going to be a great game. You know, yeah, Harlingen has not had the upper hand against San Benito over the past couple of years, but anyone who can come and kind of coach up their team and get them ready for that big game, you always got to look to Manny Gomez.
Yeah, absolutely. Manny Gomez is a defensive guru, but Dan Gomez has also proven that his squad has terrific game plans. To me, it's going to come down to the second half, the late third, early fourth quarter. Somebody's going to have to come up and make a big play. Who is it going to be? And it could very well be on special teams. I've been through so many big games, and it's always the unforeseen, somebody that you didn't expect to come up, and they do.
A lot of penalties last week for San Benito. They're definitely going to have to stay away from that if they're going to beat a very good Harlingen team tonight. That game taking place at Bogus Stadium. All right, here in the Mid-Valley, I always like to talk about our Mid-Valley teams, and there's some good ones tonight. Mercedes versus Donna North. The Tigers can clinch at least a share of the district title if they can beat Donna North tonight. And don't think that Donna North is going to come in there today at Ben LaPrade Stadium and just lay down for the Tigers.
Yeah, you're right, Carlos. Donna North come in with 2-7, but there's been a lot of positives for them, and they've proven that they can play people tough too. For the Tigers, like you mentioned, Carlos, they would take care of business tonight. They'll share the district championship with Brownsville veterans. But the schedule for next week has already been set up. Is that correct? They're going to play Mission Vets at the by-district round. The last time the Tigers won a bi-district game was in 2009. So they have a lot to play for tonight and even next week.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've won a bi-district contest. They lost to Alice. They lost to Roma.
Cal Allen for some
Cal
years.
Allen several times,
Right.
exactly. Then they lost to Roma, and then last year they lost again. And so, yeah, they're going to try to get back on that winning streak of winning in the playoffs tonight, of trying to win a district championship. Last night, Brownsville Veterans Memorial, they clinched at least a share of the district title as they beat Donna last night by a final score of 39-7.
Yeah, the Redskins, it's been a tough year for them, Carlos. The rebuilding, they kind of struggled with a lot of their players that moved to Donna North for the last several years. So, we'll see how things go moving forward for the Redskins. They have a lot of tradition there, a lot of pride. So, yeah, it happened here at Weslaco when the school split and Weslaco East opened. That's kind of what Donna's going through right now. They have to go through that transition and rebuild, and, we'll see what happens next year.
And then Ed Calchelsa, they already won. They played Brownsville Porter, and they won last night 56-14. So look out for Ed Calchelsa. If there is a team that can make a run in the playoffs, remember last year, they didn't win a district championship. They lost to Mercedes, and they kind of, ended the season kind of shaky, and they ended up going 3 deep into the playoffs.
To me, Carlos, here in the Valley, the 3 powers are Port Isabel in 4A, Ed Calchelsa at 5A, and Harlingen at 6A. Yeah. Those are teams that, regardless of what their record is, it can be 5-5 or 10-0. They always make noise in the playoffs, and the Jackets go into the playoffs with a 3-game winning streak. So that's big-time momentum going into the playoffs.
And they'll be playing Sherryland Pioneer next Friday. That game will take place in Donna at Benny LaPrade Stadium. Kind of a neutral site for both these two teams. All right, we are here at Bobby Lackey Stadium because, we have a big game taking place tonight. It'll be Weslaco East taking on Brownsville Hanna. Playoff implications on the line for both these two teams. And so we're excited about this contest tonight. The crowd will be here. It'll tip off at 7:30. We'll have scores for you after the football game also to talk about all the playoffs. But right now we're going to talk basketball. I need for one of you guys to move on over here a little bit. Forget about Mike's stuff that is right there. We're talking basketball, Weslaco East basketball. And right now we have Yaritza Marin, who is a senior, and she is sitting right here. Grab a little microphone right there. And then also we have Lauren Marquez, also girls. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to talk a little bit of girls basketball, then we'll send it over to Mike, and he'll talk about boys basketball. But, guys, tell me a little bit about this season. I know you guys are excited, which actually you guys are going to play tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow in Sherryland. We have a tournament.
A scrimmage?
Well, yeah, a little scrimmage.
Little scrimmage just going on for you guys. So how do you feel about the upcoming season? Talk to me a little bit about why the fans should go out and support you guys this year.
Well, I know we didn't exactly show ourselves up last year, but we're a different team now. We're very excited for the season, especially because we're players that we've been playing all summer, and we've had a lot of chemistry, and we're very excited to play with each other this year.
Lauren, what has it been like all summer long? You girls have gotten together. You've been playing, a little bit of outside of school, kind of on your traveling team. What's that been like?
It's been really good. It helped us, be able to get closer to each other, know where we're going to be on the court, on and off the court. I mean, it really does help you when you go and travel and do all this other stuff. It helps your team.
So the girls had a 9-year streak of going into the playoffs. And then last year, yes, it didn't happen. And I know you were on the team. You're the only starter that's returning. Does Coach Cromer remind you guys about that?
Oh, every day. It's always salt to the moon. But I think he doesn't mean it in a way where we have to remember what we did last year. Right. It's mostly remembering what we need to work on for this year so we can get into the playoffs this year and actually continue on that legacy that other players have left for us.
He uses it as motivation for you guys, I'm sure. Lauren, what is it different about this year's team than last year's team? Why are you guys going to make the playoffs this year?
I think this year we have our stronger communication skills with each other, and last year I think that's kind of what we missed out on. And this year, our offense, we go more to the basket, and last year we really didn't. Okay. So I think that's going to help us a lot this year. All
right, and the team chemistry also this year I know is something you guys is kind of clicking this year, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's enough of the girls. We're gonna get back to you guys here in just a little bit because we got something else, a little surprise for you guys. Well, you guys know what it is. But right now, let's send over to Mike Gonzalez because he's going to talk to some of the members of the boys basketball team, the Wildcats. Mike.
Okay, Carlos, thank you very much. I'm here standing with Jonathan Munoz, point guard of the Wildcats, and Felix Jimenez, a guard for the Wildcats. Guys, another season is here. You guys won 20 games last year, made the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, gave Los Fresnos a hard-fought game, and lost it in the end. But there's a lot of excitement going into this year. So Peanut is what they call you. I know that's what they nickname you. I don't know why. Why don't you tell us why they call you Peanut?
Started in elementary, nickname some girl they gave me in elementary, and it's stuck since.
All right, well, you guys have a new district, 32-6A. You guys are going to play the Los Fresnos, the Brownsville Rivalries, the Harlingens, the San Benitos. Felix, talk to us about that. How much are you looking forward to?
Well, yeah, it's a new district, new competitions, and new teams we're facing, but we've been working hard all summer and throughout last season, the off season, to get ready for them, because we're expecting a tough district, and every game is going to be a fight, and we want to give every team a fight.
Last year, you guys started with a new head coach, Jorge Martinez, a new system, new philosophy, and it looked like you guys embraced it very, very well. Just talk to us about that, about how you guys were able to quickly turn things around and make the playoffs.
Well, he was telling us that he wanted to make it a playoffs. We had to do a lot of work and put a lot of emphasis on our defense. So he introduced us to a defense, and it's a high tempo too. So it got us really into it. We're getting everybody involved too on offense, and that's pretty much how it was.
All right, Felix, why don't you talk to us about next week as the first game of the season? I understand you guys are going to open up with Brownsville veterans. Talk to me about that. How excited are you guys to get things started?
Yeah, we're very excited. Looking forward to the first game. All summer, that's what we've been looking forward to playing the first game. We have a scrimmage actually tomorrow. That's where it's going to start. Playing some good competition there, and then moving on next week to Brownsville veterans, and hopefully preparing for them during practice.
All right, you guys. Do you guys feel like you're better than the girls? Like if you guys were to play 2-on-2,
Mike,
can you
come
guys
on,
beat
Mike.
them? You guys think you're better than them?
Come on,
no?
Mike.
Is that even a question?
Well, let's find out. Carlos,
all right.
take it away, Carlos.
Okay, well, it looks like we have a little challenge going on right here. Guys, you can stay right there because I got a couple of girls over here. We got a basketball hoop set up over there. It's a Little Tykes basketball hoop. And then we have the girls. We have some basketballs here for. By the way, guys, just stand up over here because you're not that much taller than the girls over there, all right? So, yes, so they can post up you guys anytime. Keep that in mind. All right, so here's how the competition is going to go. Mike, you can kind of take it from there. Guys, let's have you step back a little bit. And we're going to we'll step up here a little bit more. Y'all's whoever can make the best out of four is going to win. These guys are going to be Team Cromer, okay? And they're going to be Team Martinez. All right, Team Cromer, you're first. Let's see what you got. We've got Daniel back there to help out with retrieving the balls.
Let's go. Oh, just
a little bit short.
Outside.
Oh, look at this. All right, okay, here we go now.
Okay, here we go.
Come on, Lauren.
A little bit off.
Is it windy out here? One more. Okay, Ofer. And Ofer. All right, let me have another basketball. Daniel, I got to get these other guys going real quick.
I got a couple of them right here.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go. We got two back here. Don't pass the line. You're already in a lane violation. Move back a little bit more, son. There you go. All right, let's go. All you need is one to win. Team Martinez, one to win. Here we go.
Here we go. Shows you can shoot the ball. You guys are great shooters. Here we go. Let's see if you can make it.
Oh!
No pressure. No pressure.
You got
no
one
pressure.
more.
You got one more chance. Here we go.
Nice and easy. Come on now, son.
Follow through, like Coach would say.
A little bit off the backboard. All right, here we go. Here's
Ofer. Okay, Peanut, it's up to you. It's up to you, Peanut. Concentrate. Follow through.
Are we going to have to do layups here?
Have they hit the rim?
Oh, he did.
Did they get points for that?
All right, here we go. Let's do one more, guys.
Let's do one more, guys.
Okay,
Winner
one
take
more
all.
for the girl.
Winner take all.
We'll get one more. Come on, we got to go, man. This isn't the stock show carnival here. Come on, you
right.
guys got to move up a little bit. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, can you make one? Let's see.
Focus. There you go. You got one.
Okay.
We got one.
Lauren, your turn.
1-0.
All right.
Off.
Okay, we got
okay.
two.
You guys need two
Here we
to
go.
win.
All right, 2 to tie, 3 to win, guys. Who wants to go first?
All right, Peanut. They're going to switch things around, I guess, here. Peanut, go first. Miss. No.
Oh, all right,
two
pressure's
misses.
on now. 2 for the win. 2 for the win. Whoa, one for the tie.
One for the tie.
One
Here
for
we
the
go.
tie.
Here we go. No!
And Team Crover!
Girls!
Team Crover is the winner.
Girl power.
Thanks
Girl
a lot,
power.
guys. I appreciate it. And they're over here. They're dancing a little bit. All right, for Mike Gonzalez, for the Weslaco East girls team and the boys team, I'm Carlos Robledo. We will see you guys after the game. We'll have scores. Go Wildcats. Go Panthers. We'll see what happens after the game.